Beginning is that the Nancy and Alan Cowan have a son, Zachary, and he is 11, and Penelope and Michael Longstreet have a son, Ethan, who is also 11, and the two boys have had a fight in the playground, and my son has hit their son with a stick and broken two of his teeth. So they are coming together. They have been in Nancy and Alan, my character and Christoph's character. We have been invited to the Longstreet's house to just try and talk this through, to try and figure out a way to get the boys to patch this up, and to just resolve it, come to some level of resolve. But everyone approaches it with a very different opinion, with a very different attitude, and all hell breaks loose. And before you know it, it becomes nothing to do with the boys and their fight, but entirely to do with these two different marriages and the cracks that lie between them. It's a window on so many of our worlds. You know, it's about parenting, it's about the complexities of parenting, it's about differing opinions about how children should be raised, but more importantly, it's about the great, endless, complex dynamic that marriage truly is. And to have turned it into a comedy in the way that Yasmina did is something that is even more enriching and colourful and enlightening, I think, for everybody, to be able to laugh at ourselves, to be able to make fun of the human condition in this particular context is the thing that I think, no matter what language you speak or which country you're in, or what your personal circumstances are, we've all as adults experienced some part of what this play is about. Well, I think, it's I mean, there's no handbook, there's no guidebook to how to act, how to, be funny, sad, so you have to rely on the writing, I think, with a piece like this, because the comedy is in the writing, it's in the story, and it's within the framework of how the piece is set up. And I think acknowledging the fact that it's a satire, yes, that's important to do, and we've all been able to do that. But you can't play these moments and try and make them funny. You have to sort of play the sincerity of the moment, or the lunacy of the moment, or just how ridiculous the entire situation is. Sometimes it's funny in and of itself. So it's about knowing, it's about knowing when to do something that might actually be amusing on camera, or when to just rely on the circumstances to be the thing that is humorous. But I've learned so much about that, because I have done some comedy before, but not that much. And you learn these things as you go, and kind of hope for the best a little bit, and hope that you are doing something that is, sincere and funny. Throughout this piece, we hear all of these characters use really aggressive, robust words as either weapons or ways of explaining their own emotions or their perception of what someone else is thinking. And and there are reactions to that, and none of them take responsibility for the words that come out of their mouths at all. And that's one of the reasons why it unravels in the way that it does. No one takes responsibility for anything that they say. And life can't be like that, because then look what happens. I mean, that's why it becomes this thing that it does, and that's all again been brilliantly written into the screenplay, is this sense of no one taking responsibility, no one atoning for anything, no one apologizing. I think the only person who says sorry is Nancy. She says, I'm sorry, Doodle. I'm sorry, Doodle. She says it to Alan when she's just apologizing for completely ruining his life because she drowned his telephone in the vase of tulips.